Hey guys, welcome. We're gonna do a quick little video and a little bit on getting moving, functional moving. You can't see me, I'm putting glasses and all that stuff on the table. So my daughters, my youngest two, Anna and Kara, are gonna help me out. Now the thing about getting moving and stuff is a lot of exercise programs for overweight people jump in too far and they don't get the basics down. They don't get moving. You talking with your hands too? We're gonna get some moving going on? Yeah?
I
didn't say copy me. I just saying still and listen. Anyways, so some of the movements in which we're going to try to do and have fun, which these guys are going to do everything we're doing. So we're going to start stretching a little bit. We're going to start working and opening up. So I'm going to use Kara here as an example. A lot of times when we're overweight, we bend over more, we hunch over more, we get in this really bad shape. So we want to start strengthening this back a little bit here, but we want to start stretching and opening up across our chest and our shoulders and stuff, just kind of opening those up. So you can copy from over here. The look's fine. I'll work with Anna from now on. She's a better actor. Anyways, so one of the things is stretching and just pulling this up, holding it up. What you're wanting to do is you want to make sure your foundation's good as well though. So I like to have my weight on the balls of my feet as well as just slightly on the heels, but the majority of the weight on the front balls of my feet. That way my knees are slightly bent. Okay, got your weight on the balls of your feet, about shoulder width apart, so a little farther apart. So you're almost on your tippy toes, but not quite. Yeah, knees bent just slightly. See how you're locking them out? There you go. You see that? She's trying to lock them out. We can't lock them out. So just standing here like this with your arms to your side, if you're extremely overweight, you can actually start feeling those quads to burn here, which is just fine. From here, you're just gonna raise up and you're gonna actually start feeling some stretch. And I want you to feel your shoulder blades and almost squeeze those together. So you should be flexing your back shoulder blades as you're stretching that out. Okay? Did you get that? No? So I'm going to turn around so people can see from behind too. You don't have to turn around if you don't want to.
Oh, okay.
And I'm just raising those up. Nice little stretch and back. Just kind of pulling those arms back. And I'm able to feel that right straight down the center of my spine, pinching together, but I'm feeling a nice stretch right through here. Now, doing stretches and stuff, that's all fine and dandy and that's fun. No, it's not. It's not always fun. Let's try to make it fun. You guys want to try to make it fun?
Yeah!
Calm down. So you can take any kind of rope or anything, elastic bands, and I'm going to show a few different ones. This is a suspension trainer that's on a pulley. So taking something like this and hitting the microphone is annoying, but from here you can just kind of step forward and get a stretch. And you can step there, and as you pull your body forward just a little bit, you can feel that nice stretch in those shoulders. By having 2 points like this, make it really nice. Now you're thinking, I don't have that around the house. Literally, you aren't pulling a whole lot, 2 belts and hooked to a couple of hangers, because we aren't putting all of our weight on this. This is nice because with that pulley, you can do some separate motions there that are a little bit more fun. Now, when we turn around and do that, this all of a sudden goes from a stretch to an exercise where you're actually moving your body through space. And this is working those back shoulders and a few other things. Kind of fun to do. Since we don't always have those options, I'm going to take an elastic band. These are bought off of Amazon. This is the Body Elastic Kit. Comes with quite a few options. Pretty good reviews. So I bought those. Are they better than others? I don't know. So if you have just one point, you can do that as well. The nice thing about bands is they start having this little bit of resistance, so you can go from a stretch here where that's just rolling out and I can feel this stretch. So as I step forward, having this out, I can stretch that shoulder, but it has a little bit of resistance at the same time. Makes it a little bit more entertaining. You can add an exercise to it. We aren't going to do that yet. Not on our front side. We don't want to be exercising the chest. I know a lot of guys, that's the first thing we want to do. Get those biceps built up. Oh. Build that chest up because that's going to be strong. Problem is we're used to sitting like this. We're tight here. We need to open these up. We need to strengthen our back. One, our back's a much larger muscle. Larger muscle takes more calories to sustain. Makes you a little bit more efficient at burning those calories. So on an exercise with that is you can come out sideways like such. And again, my stance is always going to be on the balls of my feet with a slight bend to my knees, toes pointed forward. So that foot should be nice and straight. And then from here, you're just giving a little pull. Not a whole lot. And this is pulling that front part of that shoulder a little bit. It's a shoulder exercise. Because we're used to this, we're just kind of strengthening those muscles a little bit. We aren't putting a whole lot of pressure on there. This band is a 13-pound band. Having a 5-pound band is plenty for that. Now another thing we can do is you can split this or double this up and it makes 2. Come back and hook it. So now your resistance is higher. I'm going to grab a second handle here real quick. You couldn't reach one of these. Oh, you want to get one of those? We'll get one of those here in a minute. Okay? Just because I want to show a few different things. And the reason I'm showing these like this is I want you to know and realize that it doesn't really matter what you have around the house. You can use that. Or if you want to buy, you know, some of these can be bought real cheap on Amazon and stuff. Now, all of a sudden, you have your 2 points here. Same as that rotating suspension trainer off of one strap, 2 handles, and it gives a nice little feel to that. You can get a nice little stretch going from here to here. Now, if you can get into this position with a belt, suspension trainer, anything like that, we're gonna stretch that out. We're gonna come down here, then we're gonna act like we're driving a big old truck. Big old truck. We're gonna steer to the left. And we're gonna steer to the right. Yep. And now you're gonna start feeling that back open up. You're gonna start feeling, it hurts. But see, I can tell here, when you're using something like this, you can tell automatically when you're starting to lean over. Because we naturally wanna go to the place where we're overtrained in a sense, or where we're used to going. So this is going to help us keep that posture up, because as we turn this way, if you noticed, I start going this way, I start going forward. But as I start going forward, I'm starting getting more stretch in this shoulder. I know that I need to keep this on a more level playing field. Now I need to focus on keeping that back somewhat straight, and now I'm working in a more equal plane. Now we can add some different rotation to these at some point in time, but right now we're just kind of going side to side, stretching those sides out, stretching that back out a little, and feeling that stretch in those shoulders, straight up, nice good feeling.
Daddy, I'm a plane.
You're a plane? You gonna fly? So that's just a couple quick exercises there as far as stretching. I don't want this to go on too awful long. I'm going to keep doing different ones. On the flip side of these, if you turn around, you want to show them how to do it with that? Never mind. Hold on. We aren't done yet. There's one more thing. So, now let's try one of these here.
Okay.
So, we're going to grab one of these bands. Again, can get these fairly cheap. I'll have a link to the ones that I bought on there. or on the description and stuff, just to make it easier. Can you show them one? What are you going to show them? So with this here, I'm going to move this up. So I move that up. This again, I'm using different kind of attachment here, just so I can not have too much of a pinch point. I bring that, equal it up. This can be ran through almost anything, but these things are actually pretty cheap. They are not bad for a little investment. But again, here we have nice, equal, and you can do some stretching. You do not want to overpower these bands. Go down lighter, because you don't want to be fighting yourself, and you don't want to overstretch yourself. It's really easy to overstretch things. A stretch you want to just work into. You want to feel it and stop there. You don't want to try to go too far. You're just opening up and starting to get into some of that movement, some of that freeing stuff. And the nice thing is once you start going a little farther, again, I just switch to one position, double the resistance onto one hand. So if you're too light, you can quickly shift that. If it's too heavy here, it doesn't take a whole lot. To lock it into one. And from here, you can put it into two spots again. So you may have something at your house right now that is nice and easy to be able to do these exercises with. You can just wave and try it. Just kind of, you're doing a big wave. You're just moving those shoulders a little bit. You're opening them up, you know. Then you get into driving your big truck. This one's a little tighter here. We'd have to open that up, but you can get her done. So with that, please leave a comment, ask a question. Greatly appreciate it. What are you going to show them? That band is as heavy as you.
No, it's not.
It is for strength.
Wait.
Anyways, I appreciate it. Thank you much. They're getting all riled up and ready to want to go do things. So leave a comment. Give it a thumbs up. We'd greatly appreciate it. And I'm going to go wrangle these guys in. See you in the next video.